In this video, I want to talk about something that I think is pretty important when it comes to talking with women, or even when it comes to life in general, or whenever you get anxious, and that's to make sure that you maintain situational awareness. Um, like when you're around a woman, like, or even when we get nervous, sometimes we lose our situational awareness, where we stop paying attention to what's going on around us, and then that can ultimately lead to us making mistakes and making us even more anxious. um like, you always want to pay attention to what's going on around you. Like, for example, like, I feel like a really good you know example would be like, let's say that you're with a woman, and you're talking with her and walking with her, and you're too focused on her, and you go to cross the street and you walk right into the bike lane, for example, and you don't even check if there's bikes. Like, you could have just got your ass clobbered by a bicyclist, and you didn't even pay attention because you're just not situationally aware. Sometimes it can come from anxiety, or sometimes it's just because you're too actually happy or excited to be focused and conversing with the woman. And I feel like women, and even in general, they want you to maintain your focus on what's going around you. It's part of you being a protector. So, like, if you are doing things like that, like, like I just mentioned, like, you walk out into the bike lane and you don't even check if there's a bike coming, or you're not paying attention that you're about to, let's say you're standing too close to somebody on the train and you're about to bump into them and you didn't notice that, or you're standing in somebody's way, or let's say you're waiting in the line and the line moved up at the coffee shop and you didn't realize that you got to move up too. Or you don't realize that the waiter's trying to get your attention, or something like that. You got to make sure that you're situationally aware. So every little bit, take a look around you, make sure you're not about to bump into anybody, make sure that you kind of know what's coming next, and you kind of can understand, like, how things are going to play out. And, like, it's one of the reasons why you want to stay calm and don't get too up in your head. Like, even today, what made me think of this is I was with my some friends. I actually ran into some friends that were actually had cooked and were handing out food to the homeless people. I just so happened to run into them today, and then I was doing that also, but I was anxious about something, and the one girl kept handing me water bottles to hand to other people, or to the homeless people, and I was like spacing out sometimes when she'd go to hand me it, and it was like I should have been paying attention. And that's just part of not being mindful. And I think that's the other thing about constantly paying attention to what's going on around you, is that it helps prevent you from panicking. Like, if you're prone to panic attacks, like, you'll be more grounded if you can stay present minded. Like, remember to smell, to know what are you smelling, what are you seeing, what are you hearing around you. I feel like it can definitely help prevent anxiety, but also help you stay more present, and then also help prevent you making mistakes, like bumping into somebody because you're not paying attention, or just not knowing what's next. Because if you can be really on top of that stuff, like, you be more situationally aware than the woman is, you can prevent her from stepping in a puddle, or getting her shoes wet, if you're looking. And you can be kind of on top of things. And sometimes you'll watch, like, women want you to be situationally aware. Like, they sometimes want you to be the leader. Like, for example, I was eating dinner with this woman the other night, and the waiter came, and she knew what she wanted, and I knew what she wanted, right, and to order. And the waiters asked me, the waiter just came up, right, and then he asked like, what do you guys want? And she just went silent and looked at me. It's like she knew that she wanted me to order for her, so I said what I wanted, and then I ordered for her too. It's like she went silent on purpose. She knows how to talk to a waiter, she's done it a million times, but she went silent on purpose and looked at me, wanting me to be the one that orders. So sometimes, they want you to be looking out for them. And yeah, so it's important, like, keep your situational awareness. And I guess that's one to ask, like, good to ask, like, yourself, like, am I in a state of mind where I might, like, bump into the wall or trip over something because you're so dang nervous? Or like, or are you present? Are you present minded? Or are you gonna miss what's going on around you because you're just too anxious? But yeah, like, part of that is deep breathing, and then just being mindful, just being like, okay, don't get too focused on the girl, or just stay present minded. And this can, help you in various aspects, even if you're having an anxious day, or you're focused on some work project that you have to do, so you can't think properly, or maybe you're just bummed about something, so you're just not thinking well. It's good to stay present minded. All right, peace out, y'all.